Yo, what's up, Scorpio? Welcome to monthly forecast for the month of April 2018. Scorpio, a lot of important astrology happening this month. We've got Mercury going direct mid-month. We've got Chiron, which is going to be changing signs, and that's something that doesn't happen very often. Then we've got Saturn, which is going retrograde, and your ruler Pluto is also going retrograde. So a lot of stuff happening. And the sun is going to be in an area for you, Scorpio, throughout the month of April 2018 that has to do with your work situation, has to do with your health, has to do with your daily life. So there's going to be more of a focus on your work for the first three weeks of April 2018, Scorpio. So get ready to put your work hat on. You're going to be a lot busier with bosses, clients, coworkers. The pace of your daily life is just going to be, you're just going to be more active, you're going to be more busy, and the sun is going to shift on April 19th. It's going to move into an area for you that has to do with your relationship situation. So following April 19th is going to be more of a focus on the one-on-one situations that are in your life. So especially if you're coupled up, there's going to be more of a focus on you and your significant other. And if you're single, this is a great time for you to make an effort to enter into a one-on-one relationship if that's what you want, Scorpio. But those are the main themes for you for the month of April 2018. Now I'm going to talk about some more specific major astrological events that are set to occur this month and what they mean for you. Right off the bat, on April 2nd, Mars and Saturn are aligning. So Mars and Saturn are aligning in the same part of the sky. And this is sort of a difficult influence because Mars wants to forge ahead and Saturn wants to restrict. So it's kind of a contradicting energy there. And this has to do with communication. And Mars can be about an impetuous attraction that some of you have. And especially some of you Scorpios, you really have, a high sex drive. So it's like some of you might just really be impetuously attracted to someone and you really want to communicate your desire to them. But for some reason, Saturn's on the other end of this influence saying, I don't know why, it's holding you back. So you have Mars, which wants to forge ahead. You want to express your desire to somebody. At the same time, you have Saturn that's restricting you. So there's something there. There's a caveat. Why can't you communicate what you want to somebody? On April 4th, Mercury will aspect Mars, and Mercury's retrograding on April 4th. And this has to do with conversations that you've probably had before in your workplace. So they could be coming up again, or for retrograde, or for revisit. So revisiting a topic of conversation that you've had before, potentially in your work life. For others of you, this might have to do with your fitness, potentially. Mercury has to do with thought too. So potentially some of you could be thinking about your health or fitness and something that you thought about it before, right around April 4th. Now, because Mars is also part of this aspect, there could be a few assertive individuals involved with this situation, especially if you're in the workplace and, maybe there are certain people who are sort of assertive that you're having conversations with. On April 7th, Venus will aspect Saturn positively. So this is a nice one. So this is, whether you're single or you're coupled up, you can expect something positive regarding love and relationship right around April 7th. And this is communication. Saturn's in your area of communication. So whatever you're communicating to the object of your affection on April 7th is something that's very positive. And, especially if you're single, this could really, you could really say something. If you really want to say something to somebody who you're attracted to, I'd say right around April 7th is a great time to do it because Saturn has to do long term. So it's linking up with Venus, which is in an area of commitment and relationship. So this angle that they're making to each other is a positive one. So, if you want to make a great start to a relationship with somebody, or, this is a great day for you to just say something positive to someone who you're attracted to potentially. Now, if you're happily coupled up already, this is just, solidifying the bond that you have with you and your significant other right around April 7th. And if you're in an alliance that's not so great, well, potentially there might be somebody else that you want to communicate with, and this could be a great day to do it. On April 11th, the sun will aspect Jupiter, which is retrograding in your sign. And this has to do, this angle between the sun and Jupiter retrograde, it's there's some adjustments that can be made in your work to make it better. So some of you might be making adjustments potentially, or for retrograde, or for revise, some sort of revisions happening potentially. And this could only benefit your work. Now, only a select few of you. This angle can also suggest a change of direction. I mean, it's a really specific thing. Obviously, not all Scorpios are looking to change direction work-wise, but If you are, then this aspect would suggest on April 11th that some of you, one group of you want to stay where you're at and you just want to make some adjustments, and others of you, maybe you're thinking about changing direction, doing something different altogether. Now, if this doesn't have to do with your work, then potentially this has to do with your health. So the sun is in an area that has to do with your health also on April 11th. So, what changes can you make to benefit yourself health-wise? Can you eat more healthily? Can you work out more? If you're already a fitness guru, which I know some of you already are fitness gurus, I know some of you are already. If that's the case, then potentially this is you making some adjustments to your workout routine. I mean, muscle confusion is the best way to get the best results. On April 15th, Mercury Direct. So Mercury's finally turning direct. It's been retrograding since March 22nd, but now it's moving forward again on April 15th. It's been retrograding in this area that's to do with your work situation since March 22nd. So, during that time, some of you might have dealt with maybe it's just when Mercury goes retrograde, it causes communication problems. So it could have resonated as communication problems in the workplace. Potentially you might have had to do something more than once, or you had to say something more than once, or, maybe you had to double check that email before you had to send it, or whatever. Maybe you just couldn't get your message across. Maybe the technology was on the fritz a little bit. Computers acting funny, electronics acting funny. But now Mercury's going forward on April 15th, so now you're going to experience smooth communication in the workplace. So forward-moving Mercury is always a good thing. And this area has to do, once again, this area has to do with your health where Mercury is. So potentially if you had any setbacks health-wise, or you couldn't hit your fitness goals the way you want to, you should be able to have an easier time with this following when Mercury starts to move forward again on April 15th. Also on April 15th, there's a new moon, and it's occurring in the same area, this area that's to do with your work, your daily life, and your health. So the way new moon works, it's going to hit on April 15th, the 6 months that follow April 15th. Now, all of a sudden, some new developments coming into your life regarding the areas of your life that I just mentioned. So, this has to do with your work. So the 6 months that follow April 15th, some new stuff is going to be coming up within your existing line of work. Now, if you're a Scorpio who has a specific situation where you're looking to do something new altogether, then you might be able to expect that something new altogether is going to come up in the 6 months that follow April 15th. But otherwise, if you're looking to stay where you're at or continue to do what you do, you can expect new stuff to be integrated into your existing line of work in the 6 months that follow April 15th. Now, this could also bring something new to your daily process in the 6 months that follow April 15th. And for others of you, maybe some new fitness stuff coming down the pike. Like I said, a lot of you Scorpios are already really highly involved in fitness. This could be new workout, some sort of new workout routine or something that you're going to add to your workout in the 6 months that follow April 15th. For you Scorpios who are slacking in the workout department, well, this is a great opportunity for you to start working out consistently. On April 17th, here's a big one. Chiron is changing signs. This doesn't happen very often. I'm going to talk about what's going to happen with the transit and then what it means. So follow me on this one. It's going to go into your sector of work, daily life, and health on April 17th, and then it's going to go retrograde on July 5th. And it'll retrograde so much that it's going to go backwards into your sector of love and romance, and then it's going to move direct in that area again. It's going to start to move direct in that area again on December 9th, and then eventually it'll go forward so much that it'll move forward into your sector of work, daily life, and health again, where it's going to be there. It's going to be there until April 14th, 2027. So that's a long time. And what does it all mean? Well, for one thing, it leaving your sector of romance is nice because this is going to take away any sort of oversensitivity you feel about your love life. But now it puts the sensitivity on your area that has to do with your work and your health. So, Chiron makes a big deal out of things. Like wherever it goes, it's like making too big of a deal. Like we get too sensitive. So just know that between when Chiron gets into this area, and it's going to be there until 2027, during that time, if you feel like certain moments where you're overreacting or you're being way too sensitive potentially regarding anything that's to do with your work or your health, just know it's the influence of Chiron. So you might be able to find some peace during those moments, just understanding why you're feeling that way. On April 17th, Saturn's going to go retrograde. It goes retrograde in an area that has to do with communication. It's not going to move forward again until September 6th. And this is you making revisions. This is a great opportunity for revising the way you get your message across, Scorpio. What's effective with getting your message across, Scorpio? Where have you been effective with getting your message across? Where have you been not so effective? So, revise that. So try to find, this is a great time for you to really to find how to effectively communicate a message. And Pluto's also going to go retrograde in this area. Pluto's your ruler, so this brings more of the intense aspect of communication, or the more profound aspect of communication. And once again, R for retrograde, R for review or revise. You're reviewing and revising the way you communicate to make it more effective. And then on April 29th, there's a full moon in your sign. And this is going to bring potentially a change regarding matters of self for some of you. So for others of you, this could precipitate a whole set of new beginnings. I think that's all here for this month, Scorpio. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, share, and like. I'm on Instagram, Gregory Furlan Astrology. Thank you for watching. Have a great month, and I'll see you next time.